All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Call to order the January 24th meeting of the Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS Commissioners. Present are two commissioners, Paul Ozier and Eric Pyra, the deputy chief, both deputy chiefs, sorry, and Catherine, and in the public is Kevin Walter. Our first call to order is to elect the chair.
I'll nominate you.
I guess.
I mean, for the rest of the term.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
All right, well, I guess I'll do it for the rest of the term. Or do we have to vote on it?
Yes.
All right. Is it a motion and a second?
I'll make a motion. We accept.
And then I guess I second it.
For the-
On this work with two people. Discussion?
Yeah. You both would have to vote, because you'd have to have a quorum, right?
Right.
I-495.
Let's watch the TV. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. So I guess I'm the chair until the election. Let's see. Public comment, members of the district, employees of the district. Anyone have any comment?
There was an email circulated relative to a meeting between the commissioners and state there. Leave, set. Obviously out of my control. There was an email circulated relative to the commissioners meeting with the building committee and or the building committee meeting with the commissioners. That seemed to have stopped with no.
No, I think that was in our,
That's
No,
next week.
That's our next
That's
one.
on the 7th.
that's on our meeting on the 7th.
I get that. But there's no, there was no, at least I didn't
There will
get.
be a follow-up. It hasn't been sent yet.
So that meeting's gonna take place on Tuesday the 7th,
That's when everybody,
except me.
except for you, sorry.
I'm the one that brought this forward.
So what do you say, morning?
So you're gonna go ahead and conclude your meeting, make whatever you want.
Days the 7th on?
The Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, it's not the second Tuesday, it's the first Tuesday.
It is the first Tuesday, yes.
But the first was the first Tuesday. Well, how do we get it? Is it possible to get it so that we can get all members of the committee present?
It's up to you.
I know, I'm talking out loud.
Well, they should, I mean, he brought the complaints, so he should be there. would
No, I
think.
know that, that's
Yeah.
right.
What was the reason you couldn't meet on the Thursday? I get it.
Well, I don't think I have anything that Thursday, but at the time, it was just, well, that's when we had our regularly scheduled meeting already. And then, I don't want to call it an issue because it sounds bad, but I'm going to call it that just for,
It's fine.
I mean, no ill regard by it, but
That's fine.
when the issue was brought to our attention, we just added it to our regularly scheduled meeting. However, not trying to jump ahead in our agenda, but there's been a change to the makeup of our board where one person wasn't available on Mondays usually because they served on another board. But that person is absent at this point, so I don't know if we could. We'll have to look for availability. I don't know if we can move it. are you available on Monday or Wednesday?
The only day I can't do is the
Is the only day he can't be here.
31st.
On Monday, Lisa will not be able to make it because she's flying back from Hawaii.
So
All you people flying back from places.
everybody travels out. There are only 2 commissioners now, right?
Right.
Right now.
Are you gonna appoint someone?
Well, I don't know, I mean,
Yeah, so, if there's only 2 of you, and the committee has a meeting scheduled for Thursday, all the committee members will be there Thursday, or there's gotta be a quorum. You could have a meeting that same night, same time, same place.
I don't think you want it at the same time. Because that was part of the reason you did it at your meeting.
Well, Wednesday. Are you available on Wednesday the 8th?
Yeah.
Could you find out, are you available on Wednesday the 8th since you're the only member of that board here? That
Yeah.
committee?
I believe so.
Well, I don't know, I mean, I don't
No,
know.
I was gonna say, I'll look. but
Well, I didn't see your phone sitting there, so I just thought you were like looking.
Yeah, I don't,
Me, myself, and I are gonna check.
yeah. I don't know of anything that, on Wednesday. I mean, it's definitely not a selectman conflict, and that's the most important conflict, so. Anything else we can,
Not to jump ahead, but the reason we have 2 commissioners is because of a resignation.
Right.
And that person was also on the building committee as the commissioner's representative.
Yeah.
So let them get through this part of it, Kevin, so that they can figure
I
out.
didn't think about that part, yeah, yeah.
so he's still on the building committee.
No, he resigned. He was the commissioner's representative,
Yeah, I
and he
understand that.
resigned as a commissioner.
So therefore he would be.
it's done.
He would be
off-
done.
He would be
He's
off,
off.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's kinda weird, I've never done this with a 2-person board.
It ain't tough.
No,
I can do it.
no, I know, but I'm probably overthinking it all, that's all. So we have to figure out what we're gonna do, because then either he or I has to be made to be on the,
Right, you need to figure out what you're going to do for the remainder of this year,
this year, which ends
until
in.
elections.
Right, well, till the district meeting.
Right, which would end at district meeting.
So when's the district meeting?
I want to,
20?
March 20th, yes.
So you need somebody to fill in his position on the board.
That's up to you.
Well, that's what we have to figure out, do we
You
wanna,
need to figure that out.
do we wanna appoint someone to fulfill the last 2 months of his term? Or leave it open until elections, and then at elections, we would have to,
What do your bylaws say?
I don't have those in front of me. I don't know if it's addressed in our bylaws. Hold on.
I don't think it is. If I remember right,
I thought it addressed it, I don't remember
I
how.
don't remember.
Meeting minutes? Is it in the
I
bylaw?
think it gives you the right to appoint someone.
The commissioners shall make appointments to fill vacancies in the offices of district clerk, moderator, treasurer, and their own board of commissioners until the next regular district election, at which time the position will be filled for the unexpired term of vacancy.
So, from what you just read, it sounds like they have to?
It says they shall. It doesn't say they must.
Isn't it may and shall, isn't that the legal
Yes.
terms?
Yes.
They may
They
do
may.
something, or shall. Shall
Yes.
is,
Shall sounds like you have to do it.
Shall as you will do it. However, that's bylaws, right?
That is the bylaws.
Can and do bylaws trump state law?
think they can trump state. Are you saying they do trump state law?
I'm asking, can they? And I don't
I don't
I
know.
don't know that.
Alright. What section was that?
Section 2,
Oh.
Article 2, Section 2.
But it was voted on by the public to accept those.
The bylaws were accepted by the body, yes, in a district
Therefore, then
meeting.
that's what they would expect, I would think.
Commissioner shall make appointments to fill vacancies. I just have to read it myself, like,
That's okay.
and has to register up here. In their own board until the next regular edition, at which time the position will be, shall make an appointment.
Right.
So shall means we have to.
You have to, yes.
Are we on that subject yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
That's,
So can we pause the discussion just so we can talk about the next
Well-
item?
Your meeting,
Yeah, let's move, because I feel like we're tiptoeing around an issue that we haven't announced yet.
right, so go to correspondence, hit that.
Yeah, do you have the correspondence? So our first piece of correspondence is,
John Silly's resignation. He resigned from his position as fire commissioner effective January 19th.
so should we read the letter into the record, or do we not read it into the record?
I think it should be right in there, so.
All right, so this is a letter dated January 18th, it's stamped received by the Tilton Northfield Fire District on January 19th. It's addressed to Commissioner Paul Ogier, Commissioner Eric Pyra, to the Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS, 12 Center Street, Tilton, New Hampshire. Dear Commissioners, this letter represents my official notice of resignation from my position of Fire Commissioner with the Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS District, which is to be made final on the 19th day of January 2023. I regretfully announce this decision due to a change in location for our family's home of residence outside of Northfield, New Hampshire, which is to happen in mid-March. Oh, that's good. I have appreciated the opportunities I have experienced representing my community to the fire district as a commissioner and involvement in the potential future Tilton Northfield stationing plan. It is unfortunate that I am not able to complete my term, as I feel there are some significant projects that I wanted to see through completion, as well as transitioning to the next fire chief. I hope the notice period is enough for you to notify the public in time for upcoming elections to fill through voting 2 representative positions from Northfield. I am interested in filling the position vacancy as an appointed member from the public through the annual, I'll repeat that. I am interested in filling the position vacancy as an appointed member from the public through the annual district meeting, at which point the newly elected commissioners can be sworn in. Sincerely, John Silly.
Wait a minute, read that last paragraph again.
Yeah, it says, I am interested in filling the position vacancy as an appointed member from the public through the annual district meeting, at which point the newly elected commissioners can be sworn in.
So it's as I thought.
So it sounds like he just, the district meeting, he wants to be there.
No, it sounds like
He wants to continue to serve.
he wants to
and
continue to
appointed.
serve, but as an appointed, because knowing John, I don't know him that well, he knows that in order to elect, because now you gotta elect 2 officials, he's bowing out now, so it gives somebody 2 people the opportunity. So it sounds
That
like
is correct.
he could be your appointed person until March.
Well, why wouldn't he make a resignation effective March 20th?
I think he had to get out as quick as he could.
I talked to him about that, and he said that he was staying, he wanted to bow out so that the position could be elected by the people rather than have him be appointed.
Right, which is fine, but you could announce that you're ending your term.
He wanted it to be on the ballot.
Okay. Well, no.
Because I did the same thing.
Okay.
So it sounds to me call him up and say, okay, you're appointed till March.
Well, that seems weird, though, you resigned and then you get appointed.
I think he did it to make time so that people could run. I mean,
would you have been able to post, if he didn't resign, could you have posted his position?
No,
Unless
So
he announced
you
his
would've had to
resignation
appoint it.
effective a certain date.
well, just, I was very surprised that the letter came through on the 18th and he was all done the 19th.
Well, that's just
Well,
what was received.
he wrote the date of the letter.
He probably wrote
He
it down.
resigned from the school board at the same time. He resigned from a whole bunch of stuff.
So that there was time for people to run for election.
Yeah, because the
He just,
candidacy period is
he's
now.
that type of person that,
No, I get that, yeah. But
so I'd suggest you appoint him as commissioner till March. And that gives you the opportunity to post for 2 positions.
well, the person, there'll be 2 positions that will run. One will be for a 3-year term and the other one will be
To finish out his term.
which
2-year.
2 years, because he was just reelected,
Yep.
right? I think.
Right,
So there's 2 years
his
remaining. I think.
expires in 25.
So he would be, whoever runs for that position, it's a 2-year term. And then it goes back to 3 years. Every term is 3 years.
I'd suggest just confirm with him that that's what he'd like to do. And
I mean, it's pretty obvious what he wants to do, it says it right there.
Yeah, but the only thing I didn't understand here, it says, I hope the notice period is enough for you to notify the public in time for upcoming elections to fill through voting 2 representative positions for Northfield.
That might have been the same resignation letter he used for the school district and everybody else, because the school district has representatives from Northfield, same,
Right.
I
Because
believe.
we don't have, ours is open to anyone in the
Right, it
district.
should have said from,
So he probably used the same boilerplate
Yes.
resignation and
Yeah.
just forgot to change, instead of Northfield the district, I would assume.
that's what I would
I don't
assume
like
as
to
well.
assume things, but,
Very far out.
yeah.
So, what do you think?
Well, I mean, he's offered to do it. I don't see why we wouldn't take him up on it.
Yeah, I mean, by the time you get things, interview people, it's gonna be election time. So, I'll make a motion to, is it nominate John Silly, or no, appoint John Silly as a fire commissioner, through the election cycle, or through district meeting, March 20th,
March 20th, yes.
2023.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
moving right along.
Moving right
You're
along.
doing good.
So, now the question is, would we keep him on the station committee until that point? Because then in the new, when you have a new full board, you would have the opportunity to reassign people, so to speak, to make them, to,
I just wondered if he'd want to do that. I mean, I have no problem with him doing it, but if he doesn't want to do it, then we're stuck.
But by the same token, I think the intent of the committee is, come March, there'll be a decision of a direction.
no, but for the committee, the building committee.
Right, well, but what I'm saying is, he would carry it, come March, yay or nay, you're gonna head out on another project or part of a project. It would be an opportune time for someone new to come in.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Someone new will.
Absolutely be coming in.
Right.
It'll either be
they could
I
be,
mean, if he's willing to see it through, I
they
don't.
could be an architect, who knows? I
one
mean,
of you two.
yeah. Well, no, oh, you mean coming into the committee?
As the commissioner's representative, yes.
Yeah.
But is he available, is he able to or able or willing to continue on as the commissioner's representative.
That's a discussion you can have with him Tuesday, on the 7th, he'll be here for that meeting.
He will, but yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we have to figure out if we're gonna, how we're gonna do the board of commissioners and the building committee
Right.
at the same time. That is the question.
I guess what I'd have to say is, if he would take to the rest of his term on the building committee,
Yeah.
I would let him do that. If not, then I would finish out his term. I mean, you're only talking a month or so.
How many times, do they meet every Thursday or every other Thursday, or?
They've
No,
slowed
there's
down.
there is no set, right? There's no-
Right, you've slowed right down while you were waiting to.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you were meeting, what, every couple of weeks?
Every other week, well, was it?
Second
I
and
might be
fourth.
getting it confused, but was it the second?
Second and fourth Mondays or Mondays.
I think it used to be Mondays, but now they're meeting on Thursdays. So,
I have no. I think they chose Thursday date because of Lisa being in Hawaii and returning.
oh, so that was just a one-time,
I
that wasn't
think
Thursday.
so. Am I correct in assuming that?
I don't remember, you know, I go to so many,
I know.
I don't know what day it is half the time.
Well, Thursday, have they been meeting on Thursdays, or was this a one-off? on
This is a
Thursday?
one-off.
Okay. So I think that the two committee, the board of commissioners and the committee needs to meet. It'd be nice to have the entire of each
Right.
there. So we can still have our meeting on the Tuesday, and then we could join the commissioners meeting on,
Join the budget, the building committee on Thursday.
yeah.
But you'd have to have your meeting prior to their meeting to deal with what you wanted to deal with.
Well, could we deal with that on Tuesday? And then we just meet with the building committee on Thursday?
You can deal with it anytime.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I mean,
Well, from my understanding, the whole purpose was to hear what the whole committee had to say.
right, and I get that, but we still have a regular monthly meeting that
Yes,
we
you
would.
do.
So
Yes.
we will just have our regular monthly
Yes.
meeting on Tuesday, if you're okay with that. And then we'll also join the building committee on Thursday, at whatever time and location that is at. As long as it's not before 5:30. So,
What time do you usually have?
I don't remember.
So,
do you use your calendar in your phone?
I don't know, yeah, I do, but it's only as good as the evaluation puts in it, and I'm not really good at running the thing, so.
Was the chief planning on being there?
It's at
on-
5:30,
On the 9th?
5:30 on the 9th, yes.
He wasn't gonna be with me? Okay,
Wait a minute.
yeah,
You have another meeting that night, don't you?
down in Northwood.
Yeah, he plans on being at that meeting.
That's what I can't speak for the chief, but I know we have a meeting.
On the 9th. I'm pretty sure he plans on being with you. I bet he forgot that he had this one.
Can they meet on Wednesday? So here's what we'll do.
Here's the dilemma. Shall I send an email out to everybody and see if they can meet on Wednesday?
Yes. We'll still have our meeting on Tuesday, our regular monthly meeting on Tuesday. And then we'll meet with the building committee on Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
Do you
Paul
have,
Blaisdell's the chairman.
Kevin, do you have any public hearings on that Wednesday for budgets or anything like that, that you know of?
No, fire, right? No, fire by.
No, that's gonna be on the
Yes.
15th.
So I don't believe so.
All right, tell you what, I'm gonna shoot an email off to the chairman of the board, of the building committee, and ask him if it's okay with him that we move your meeting. Is that agreeable?
What was that again?
if I email the chairman of the building committee
Yep.
and verify with him that it's okay to move their meeting from Thursday to Wednesday,
That's fine.
and that way everything is taken care of in one night.
That works.
What date would that be?
That would be the 8th. So we would still meet our monthly meeting on the 7th, and then on the 8th is with the building committee. Regular. I better put this on my calendar. Ooh, excuse me. So I have February 7th, I have that, and then we're gonna say the 8th. District meeting. I'll just put 5:30, but subject to change. And we could always use the EOC at the PD if we had to.
Well, that's where our meeting was gonna be on the is on the 7th.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
And that was another reason,
Yeah,
because it's bigger than here.
okay.
Try to put that on the calendar so I don't get lost this
I
time.
haven't even sent a calendar out yet.
No, I know, when you send it out.
I'll do it after I get verification
Okay.
from everybody.
All right.
All right, so I just sent him an email.
Who, Paul Blaisdell?
I'll blaze it.
Okay.
We'll start with the chair and go from there.
That's the chair right there.
And the
No.
chief will not be joining us.
Today?
Yes,
Oh, cover that meeting.
today.
All right. We took care of that issue. Move on to correspondence B.
Sure.
I don't have it.
And then, all the canceled commissioners meetings go away this year.
Yes.
You gotta figure out how to make those go away. Because it happens at work too, if somebody cancels a meeting, it stays on your calendar.
You delete it.
Yeah, but you make sure you don't delete the.
Right, you can delete
The whole
just that
cycle.
one.
Right.
It'll ask you if you want
I've
to
done that
delete
before.
just this one occurrence
Right,
or all.
or all,
'Cause I programmed these in.
or all associated, you're right, it does.
All right, so.
I
On the
even have
8th,
one at
yes,
6:14
here's
in the morning to
available.
remind me to take my pills every morning. It comes up. The bad thing is I'm usually driving to work by then, and so if I forgot, I'm SOL. All right. This is a letter, want to read this into the,
If you wish.
it's public record, right? Is it public record?
If you read it, it is.
Well,
Which one's that?
This is the letter from Paul Fitzgerald
On,
regarding the RSA 91A question that you had discussed with him.
did you read this one?
You both, you all received copies of it
No, I know.
in your email. I only brought that one copy tonight.
oh, I got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Might, you know, actually, it'd probably be a good idea to read it.
Read it into the,
Yeah,
okay.
All right, so this is, January 18th is a popular day.
Yes, it was.
January 18th, this is from Westcott Law to the Tilton Northfield Fire Commission, about RSA 91-A. Dear Commissioners, Chief Michael Setar has made me aware that there have been recent claims that certain activities on behalf of the fire district may have violated RSA 91-A, New Hampshire's right to know law. After reviewing the matter with the chief and reading a recent related press account, I am of the opinion that there was no violation of the statute as alleged. As I understand it, the factual background of this matter is as follows. The fire commissioners previously appointed a subcommittee to assist in the gathering of certain information regarding the design and building of a new fire station within the district. The committee was comprised of 7 members, 4 residents of the district, a career member representative, a call member representative, and a representative from the fire commissioners. After some information had been gathered, the chief spoke individually and separately with one representative and the committee chairman in an effort to formulate additional questions to be posed to prospective consultants for the project. Based upon those consultations, the chief edited and formulated the questions and then forwarded them on to the consultants for review and response. To begin the analysis, RSA 91-A:1 in parentheses A and RSA 91-A:2 make it clear that the statute applies to subcommittees and formal advisory groups, and so in my opinion the subcommittees formed by the fire commission in this matter would need to follow the dictates of the statute, including publishing notice of its meetings at least 24 hours in advance, retaining appropriate minutes, etc. However, for purposes of determining the legality of the conversations under review, it is important to note that subsection 1 of 91-A:2 defines a formal meeting of a subcommittee or advisory group as, quote, the convening of a quorum of the membership of a public body, end quote, which in this case would mean the presence and participation of 4 members of the 6-person advisory committee. That did not occur. In this case, 2 individual members were consulted by the chief, and then he moved forward with the further gathering of information based on those 2 consultations. It is important to note that even though they were separate and individual conversations, if 4 members of the committee have been involved, then under the statute and case law, a violation would have occurred because the sequential conversations or, quote, phone trees, unquote, cannot be used to circumvent the statute's requirements. In this case, there was no convening of a quorum, nor was a quorum consulted either as a group or sequentially. Consequently, in my view, there has been no violation of the statute relating to these communications as described above. I am also aware that it has been suggested that an appropriate remedy to the situation would be the resignation or removal of the 2 contacted members from the advisory committee. In my view, the statute does not call for that step, even if a violation had occurred. I believe that the appropriate remedy, and the one most likely to be imposed by a reviewing court, if judicial review was ever sought, would be to enjoin the participants from future violations and perhaps have the process repeated as a public session. However, However, where no violation occurred in this instance, no such remedial steps are necessary. Please feel free to contact me should you have further questions on this matter. Sincerely, Paul T. Fitzgerald. And that was going to be on our topic for
Yes.
today or for Tuesday? Or the 7th?
That was going to be your topic with the building committee.
Okay. So we will,
You were seeking,
legal advice.
legal advice.
Have they gotten this or no?
No, it
Okay.
came to the Board of Commissioners.
Yeah. Should we send them a copy or should they?
You don't need to. I
Okay.
mean, it was strictly for your information that you had met with him to find out before you made any decisions regarding the building committee.
Okay.
You wanted to know where you stood.
Yep.
Did that answer your question, Kevin? I mean,
I don't believe him. And I've told you before, relative to the water district matters, you need a new lawyer. And whether he says it is or not, it looks bad.
I agree.
It's highly immoral. It's no different than if one of you did something without the other two knowing. It's no different.
I agree with that.
And if that is a public document, I'd like to have a copy of it. Are you gonna send it to anybody or not?
Can you make sure that Mr. Waldron gets that?
If you're making it public, I will do that.
Yeah, well, we just read it in.
You did, so it is public.
So it is public.
I mean, I know it's wrong what he did, but I'm not a lawyer, so, I mean, we have to take what his advice is. I mean, is it right? No, I don't agree with it.
I mean, every time I read it, I get different thoughts in my head.
I think it's only fair, the members on the board, that's why I say it's fair when they're here to get their input.
Yeah. And that's why we're trying to meet with them.
Well, the input was had. They all, your career guy
Or what guy?
made it, your career guy on the committee made it clear. He didn't come here to talk about that. He left his kid to come to a meeting, talk about a new fire station. If that wasn't gonna be the case, he was gonna leave. It's on tape. Look at the meeting. Paul, oh, you're overreacting. No. It's immoral. It's at least immoral. It's underhanded.
What was the date of that meeting? The 28th of December? 29th?
That was the last meeting, Kevin, correct? That you had? That would have been the 29th of December,
29th?
yes. That was the last meeting they had. They had
And that's a
one,
video or is it just audio only?
it's both, it's the video.
Okay. Good point to watch the video. Of, 12:29. Station 2. Yeah, any more thoughts?
No, that, until we meet with everybody, that,
Yeah, I would like to meet with everyone, get their input. Next is summons.
I recommend going into non-public for
Okay.
that.
All right, well, can we add it somewhere down at the bottom?
There is a non-public session listing
I
that.
see that. Oh, all right, I see that, sorry. All right. Old business, warrant with DRA pre-review comments, sorry.
You have a copy.
Is that this here? Oh, this
Yes.
is summary with that.
The first warrant article was changed due to, warrant article 2, wait a minute. Warrant article 1 was to choose the commissioner, warrant article 2 was to choose the
That's it.
clerk, but due to the number of people that were being elected, it was changed to read just 5 district officers, which is how it's done in both towns, the officers. And then, as you can see, DRA says defer to legal, and then they wanted some extra information. Yeah,
So that's all we have to have on that. And that's-
yeah, and then they recommended that the operating budget be first monetary article after any bond articles. So, but,
So the Article 3, or what's listed here is Article 3.
So I think Article 11
Article 11 is
Oh,
what,
on page
is
3.
what they are suggesting,
Oh,
but it's never been there before, so it's entirely up to you.
So they said we should move this up?
That's what they said, but if you move that one up, you should move them all.
We've always had it where the operating budget is like near the bottom, isn't it?
Yes,
I don't see why, I mean, we have to move it up, I mean,
you don't have to.
yeah.
It was just a recommendation.
Oh, I see, this is your communication.
Kathy, I just don't, what does that mean? What if there is a 10% issue DRA disallows from the bottom up? I just don't know what that means.
You're allowed to overexpend 10% of your, there's 10% where you can
Oh, okay.
increase the budget 10%.
Mhm.
You can't go over the 10%, or they don't allow it.
Okay, well,
So you mean the difference between what the budget committee and the commissioners recommends?
No, what's voted at the meeting.
Oh, so you can't all of a sudden make it a
Right.
$3 million.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right, can I have the letter back? For you?
You want the other one back too?
No, not yet.
Right. So do we have to make a decision on this tonight?
No, that's just, you don't have to make any decisions on it, that's just
FYI.
an FYI.
Good.
And are you okay with the change in the article of doing away with the separate articles for commissioner and clerk and putting them all together?
Yeah, I just, my only concern is that, because people are so used to the fact that we always have one commissioner, and we have 2 commissioner seats open.
Right, but that'll be on the ballot.
Okay.
Ballot is
Yeah, I
on
got
election
you. Oh,
day.
so this is, yeah, that's right.
This is where the moderator tells people how the elections went.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I was thinking for some reason.
I know,
Reverse the order of how this proceeds in my head, so,
it's okay.
yeah. Because they'll get their ballot and they'll see that there's 2 seats available.
Right.
Okay. All right. What is this, number 6, new business?
We don't have any.
No new business. I like that. 7, review minutes from the 12/12/22 public session. Do you have a copy of those?
I do.
Okay.
Paul, do you need a copy?
I read them, but I didn't.
I will give you one in just a moment. Would you pass that down to Eric, please?
Thanks.
And then this one is for you.
Review the minutes of... Wait, the date on this is wrong. One of the dates on something is wrong. The agenda says 12/12/22, but...
Oh, it should be 12/12/20.
Or it should be 1/12.
It should be 1/12/23.
Okay. So,
Oops,
so the minutes are dated
the
correctly?
minutes are correct, the
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
agenda's wrong.
Confusing.
I'm very confused, sorry.
No, that's all right. on page 2 of 4. Under the fire station building committee, should it say the attorney and the attorney's name, or should it just say attorney is drafting a letter?
It's up to you.
I don't think it should identify the attorney. You see that here? Here, Tim?
I see that. What's the name of the law firm up there?
Westcott Law,
Yeah, I'd probably put that instead of his name. I just,
I just have them say our attorney.
attorney at Westcott Law, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Want me to walk with you? Okay.
Just identify
All right, we're glad to do it.
the attorney's office.
okay.
I mean, that way there, you know, I mean, if you look at attorney, it could be just somebody up the street, says he's attorney.
True. Yes.
Good night.
That goes all locked, Kathy.
Oh, great, thank you.
Hi.
So, I'll make, yeah, let me make a
Yeah, you
motion.
can make a motion.
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes of, review, the minutes of 12,
No, January 12th.
January 12. Oh, up here. January 1st of 12, 2003, as written,
As
Oh,
corrected.
That's correct.
as corrected.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Take those. Any other business to come before the board?
You need to go into non-public.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Oh, that says meeting.
Well, let's see, yes, your next meeting is February 7th here,
Yep.
and then the public hearings are going to be February 15th. You need to have a public hearing on amending the apparatus and equipment replacement fund. And so I've got 3 things scheduled that night, the public hearing on that, plus the budget committee, plus the warrant.
We can do all 3 of those at one time?
Yes,
And that's at 6 PM?
yes.
Where is it?
That's at Tilton PD in the conference room. That's already booked.
So
And the meeting of the 7th is at the PD as well.
okay. So the next monthly meeting of the fire commissioners will be on February 7th at 5:30 PM with the location at the Tilton Police Department in their Emergency Operations Center, or their community room.
Right.
Sounds better. And then there'll be a public hearing on February 15th at 6 PM at the Tilton Police Department again. And this is gonna be about amending the apparatus and equipment replacement fund, the budget, and the warrant articles. All right. And then next is non-public session. I need the script for the.
Yes, you do. Yes, at least 3 of them there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's right, I have to write these out, don't I? All right. Today is the 24th. Members present. Paul Ozer's present,
Oh, yes, just cross off.
that person. All right. I will, where am I going here? I'll make a motion to enter non-public session per RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2E. Consideration or negotiation of pending claims or litigation which has been threatened in writing or filed against this board or any subdivision thereof, or against any member thereof because of his or her membership therein, until the claim or litigation has been fully adjudicated or otherwise settled. Me, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Paul. All right, roll call vote to enter non-public session. Paul Ozer,
Aye.
Eric Pyrie, yes. We have to stop the recorder. Oh, we are in non-public session at 6:22.
Start now?
Public session is reconvened at 6:32 PM. Motion, I'll make a motion to seal these minutes.
I'll second it.
Second by Paul. Because it is determined that the divulgence of this information likely will be affected adversely, or when the proposed action is effective. Or do we not seal the minutes?
No, you want to seal them until it's resolved.
Okay. So I guess render a proposed action ineffective. And then roll call vote to seal these minutes, Paul Ozer.
Yes.
So this was Eric Pyrie, yes. Motion passed, these minutes recorded by me. And in the non-public session, we discussed a pending litigation, which we refer to our attorney. Oh, all right, that's that one. The time being 6:34 PM. I'll make the motion to go into non-public session per RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2I,
That's an L.
OL, sorry.
It's okay.
Consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel, either in writing or orally, to one or more members of the public body, even where legal counsel is not present. This is at 6:34, hold on, I gotta catch up, sorry.
It's okay.
So I made a motion. Is it seconded?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Paul. And roll call vote to enter non-public. Paul Ozer?
Aye.
Yes. John Silly, not here. And Eric Pyrie, yes. Stop the recorder. We are entering non-public session at 6:35. We all set?
We're going.
All right, public session is being reconvened at 6:42 PM. So I'm going to make a motion to seal the minutes of non-public session number 3 until the matter is resolved. Is there a second?
Second it.
Motion and a second. oh, sorry, because it's determined that the divulgence of this information would likely render a proposed action ineffective. Roll call vote to seal these minutes. Paul Ozer?
Yes.
Eric Pyra, yes. Motion passed. And minutes of non-public session number 1 are released for public information. And these are recorded by me. So we're done with that one. So I'll give you those back. What's that?
Tell them why you went into non-public.
Oh, we went into non-public session to review our attorney's meeting regarding an issue with the building. I'm so confused.
You reviewed the non-public session minutes,
Yeah, we reviewed the non-public session minutes.
1 and
1 and 3 of our January 12th meeting. That's it? All right. Now I gotta go again. Did this one. We're gonna go into non-public session for RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2C. Oh, wait, well, I'll read why. I'll make a motion. So confusing. All right. I'll make a motion at 6:45 PM to go into non-public session for RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2C, matters which if discussed in public would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board, unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant. There's a second by Paul. So non-public, roll call vote, Paul Ozer.
Aye.
Yes, Eric Pyra, yes. And stop the video, we are in non-public session at 6:45.
No, that's right.
I know, that's right. The public session is reconvened at 6:55 PM. I'll make a motion to, oh, no need to seal the minutes. All right,
so you reviewed the minutes.
so we reviewed the minutes of non-public session number 2 of January 12th, 2023, and we also,
You approved them.
and approved them, and we also reviewed the
Disposition reports
disposition reports
and acted on them.
and acted on them.
Cool.
These recorded by me, so time being 6:56.
You don't have to make motions to seal them.
No,
All right, so we got that. That's it. I'll give you these.
please.
All right. Having no other business before the board,
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
To adjourn.
Motion a second?
I'll second it.
No, you made the motion, you can't second your own motion, I'll second.
Oh, I
I took that as your motion, that's it, you said adjourn.
At
All right.
6:50.
All those,
7.
6:57, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 6:57 PM. Have a nice day. Sorry, I butchered that, we would have probably been out of here.